Hey, what's up, everyone? It's me, Go Carlo. So today we had some new wrestling content. We had Dark Side of the Ring. What is it? Season 4, Season 5, Episode 1. And it was about Earthquake. So before I even get into the review, I want to say good job to Dark Side of the Ring. And I'm happy that they're back. It's always one of my favorite series. And I feel like they were on a little bit of a hiatus between the last season to this season, and I feel like that's happened in between a few of the seasons. But yeah, it was a great episode, great start to this next season, and I'm really excited for the next episode. They showed a little preview, but all right, let's get into this episode. So, Earthquake. He was a popular wrestler, man. And the episode, starts off with showing his highlights. And they even, show that before he was in the WWF and everything, he was in Japan, and he was even a sumo wrestler, and he was even in the Japanese wrestling circuits, All Japan, New Japan, and eventually made it to WWF, and then they show a lot of his highlights and everything. But what I thought was cool was they touched on the shoot match that he had in Japan. So, that's kind of notable. Or I was watching a video recently talking about like the Japanese pro wrestling iceberg, and sure enough, that match was a part of it, and I'm sure we've heard of that so many times before. But moving on, it got into his tag team, the famous tag team of Typhoon and Earthquake, and who will go on to be Tugboat and everything. But another gimmick that what was his name? Fred. Typhoon, Tugboat. So basically, they went on to talk about the Shockmaster. So when I saw that this episode was coming out, I started sending it to my friends. This episode's coming out, and that was the first thing they said, Shockmaster. And I was like, what do you mean? That's not this is an Earthquake, not Typhoon, right? I knew that Earthquake wasn't the Shockmaster, and then sure enough, since those two are so close together, being tag team partners and everything, Typhoon, he was a big part of the episode, and they got into the Shockmaster and how in WCW they gave him a gimmick with the Stormtrooper helmet. But either way, I didn't want to make this episode too long. I just wanted to, get on here and do a quick review of the Dark Side of the Ring episode. I want to say, thanks to, all the families involved in this episode. It was a very touching episode, and it was a good episode. It was a good start to the season. I like Dark Side of the Ring, and this episode, told a lot of history about these wrestlers, and, there's so much history that they go through in these episodes. That's why they're so rewatchable. I rewatch these episodes, and this is an episode I'll be, reviewing so many times. But let me know what you guys thought of this Dark Side of the Ring. The end of the episode started to get sad, but they did cover more parts of Earthquake's career with the rest of his gimmicks. What was it? Shark and Avalanche, and then there was another weird gimmick that's in the history books that they talk about at the end there with the Eric Cartman. Now I see, what they're talking about. They did a lot of weird things back in the day. But this was a great episode. Dark Side of the Ring is back. I couldn't have enjoyed it more. So let me know what you guys thought. I wanted to hop on here. It was a good excuse to give you a review of Dark Side of the Ring. So, yeah, man, this is a show I watch, you know, with people who aren't even that into wrestling to get them into it because it shows you, you know, all the crazy stories. But that's it for this time, guys. It's me, Go Carlo, and this has been Dark Side of the Ring. One more thing, I did like all the storylines I talked about. Jake the Snake was in it too. Alright, guys, I'll see you next time.